Are Jamaicans really always late? And do Jamaican men really love to cheat? No, people have been saying these things about Jamaicans for many years. So today, I'm bringing to you 10 Jamaican stereotypes, and we're going to deep dive into it to see which ones are true and which ones are not so true. So, number 10 is going to have people talking. So, stay tuned for number 10, and let's jump right into the video. Jamaicans eat rice and peas every single Sunday. Okay, let me talk for myself. Let me talk for myself. As a Jamaican living in Canada, I cook rice and peas some Sundays, but I don't always cook rice and peas every Sunday. But growing up, I we used to eat rice and peas on a Sunday 99.9% of the time. It's like Sunday, you already know it's a rice and peas day, right? So, but now it's 2026, right? It's 2026. Food is getting a little bit more expensive, and a lot of people might not be able to afford the whole big dinner on a Sunday. And sometimes on a Sunday we're eating two meat. So it's either we're eating goat and chicken, we're eating oxtail and chicken, turkey neck and chicken, something, but two meat plus the rice and peas, right? But nowadays, times are getting a little bit harder. People might not be able to afford all of that anymore, so they just eat and cook whatever they can afford. So if it's mackerel and rice, it's mackerel and rice on a Sunday. If it's stew peas, it's stew peas on a Sunday. But you still have those dieted Jamaican people that still eat them rice and peas on a Sunday no matter what. And big up on yourself to those people, still carry on the Sunday tradition. Is Jamaicans put scotch bonnet pepper in every food that they cook or every food that they eat? Now, as a pepper girly myself, I love spicy food. It's like I cannot eat the food without adding a little spice to it, and preferably I'll take the scotch bonnet pepper. Right now, if I were to say that this statement is completely true, I would say not every Jamaican cook with spice, because not everybody can handle the spice. But I grew up eating spice from I was at from me idea me knee me I eat spice, because our parents used to cook with the pepper in it, and if you don't want to eat the food with the pepper, is either you don't eat it or you just starve. But nobody's gonna cook a separate pot for you because you don't like pepper. You better eat the food and suffer the consequences. So that's how we grew up. Every one big pot cook, and is either you eat it or you just don't eat it. There's nothing else to eat. That's the only pot, right? Now, I grew up eating spice, so it's already on my palate. I love spice. I love eating spice. Everything is spicy for me. But there's a lot of Jamaicans out there that cannot handle the spice. Also, there's a lot of older people that they just stay away from the spice because it's not good for their stomach, right? So I would say this one is kind of partially true. Scotch bonnet pepper has a lot of flavor and it has the spice, so we love to use it, but not every Jamaican cook with Scotch bonnet pepper, believe it or not. Yeah. Jamaicans think their food is the best food in the whole world. Hey, hey, boy. The Jamaican in me wants to say that Jamaican food is the best food in the world. Okay? The Jamaican in me wants to say that. However, I'm going to give you guys the chance to comment in the comment section. Let me know. Jamaicans can't swim. This is mostly true because most Jamaicans really cannot swim. I even have a video on the whole swimming thing, and I'll leave the link right here so you guys can go watch that video. But I didn't learn to swim growing up, and a lot of Jamaicans did not learn to swim. There's a very high percentage of us that cannot swim. So this stereotype is kind of true because I don't even know anybody in my family that can really swim. Maybe like a cousin or a few cousins that I know that can swim, but majority of my family members, I know none of us can swim. So yeah, I feel like the stereotype is mostly true. It's mostly true. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Jamaicans are always late. Jesus Christ. True or false? Okay, let me talk about this one. So, when I used to live in Jamaica, going to work, going to school, I was always late. I was always a latecomer. Like when I was going to high school, they used to lock us at the gate for the people. I think school starts at 8, And then we were always rolling up at 8:30, 8:20, so they locked the gate, right? I was always amongst the ones that get locked out at the school gate when I was going to high school. I was always late. For what reason? I don't know. When I started transition from high school going into the working world in Jamaica, I was always late for work. Even when my boss used to threaten me and say, you're going to get fired if you don't, come to work early. I just came to work later for the better. Like, I don't know why. I guess it's just the environment in which I'm in. Everybody was late anyway, so I'm like, I didn't really see any importance of being early, right? So I feel like that's why majority of Jamaicans are always late. We're always getting threatened to lose our job if we come late one more day. But we still never even take that seriously. We still go to work late anyways, right? Um, so I think this is kind of true, but guess what? If you want a Jamaican to be early, if you're inviting them to a party, if the party starts at 10, you have to tell them that the party starts at 7. So when they show up at 10 o'clock, they'll actually be early for the party. Thank me later, okay? And another place that Jamaicans are never late for, if Jamaicans have a flight, they'll never be late for that flight. You see us at the airport 2 hours, 3 hours waiting for that flight. Yeah? And another place that we'll never be late for, anything that's government, immigration, passport, any type of those important um meetings that we have, we'll never be late for embassy. We'll never be late for passport office. We'll never be late for nothing pertaining to foreign. Oh my God. We'll be there early on time before the place open, standing in line waiting. Yeah, yeah. You guys know that's true. You know it's true. But when I moved to Canada, or when I left Jamaica, because I was living in Panama before I came to Canada, I started adopting to this early thing because I had a job where they had like early bonus. So they said if you come to work early, you get an extra $100 for the month or an extra $100 for the pay period. So I'm like, yo, why not? I want that extra $100, right? So that's why I started going early for work. Now in Canada, I'm early for work all the time. I'm there at work 15 to 30 minutes before the time, sitting in my car waiting for the work to start. And I feel like this comes naturally the older you get. So I feel like you're more responsible, you take things more seriously. So I feel like maybe it was just a young thing, but you guys let me know in the comment section. Jamaicans are loud and aggressive. No, for this one, it can come off as we are loud and aggressive because when we speak Patois, it sounds like we're arguing. But really, sometimes, like to non Jamaicans or people who don't speak Patois, every time when me and another person, like even if I'm at work and I'm talking Patois with another Jamaican at work, everybody's looking at us weird like, oh, are they fighting, are they arguing? No, we're not arguing, we're just talking Patois. And sometimes it can come off as it's us being loud or aggressive, but that's not it. Now with the aggressive, you do have some Jamaicans who are actually aggressive, but it just depends on where you grew up in Jamaica or more of like the ghetto type area. You're gonna be exposed to that aggressive, that loud, that full of energy personality if that's how you grew up. But for me, I grew up in the countryside. Country people are more chilled, like we're not too loud, we're not too aggressive, but if you try ramp with it too tough, you will feel the wrath. But we're not like the loud and boomy type. But I grew up in the countryside, so I'm more like not so aggressive, not so loud. But I can know why people might say that Jamaicans are loud and aggressive because you just don't understand what we're saying in Patois, so it just come off as we're being loud and aggressive. You know what I mean? All Jamaicans speak Patois all the time. The thing about Jamaicans that you guys might not understand is Jamaicans know how to code switch easily. So I could be over here talk to you in English and then my friend step beside me right here and I just switch up to Patois right away. Easy does it, right? So, but the thing I can understand why a lot of people might feel like Jamaicans speak Patois all the time, but you have to remember that the official language of Jamaica is English. So we speak English fluently in Jamaica. But the thing is that when we are in like a formal setting, we speak English. Like if we go to school and you're in a classroom setting, you speak to the teacher in English and the teacher speak to you back in English. But if it's lunchtime and break time and you're just outside with your friends, nobody's gonna talk to their friend in English. Why? First of all, your friend is gonna be like, "Oh, you feel like you're more than me? You over here say speaky spokey. Where you speaky spokey for?" You don't want to get that, so might as well you just speak Patois with your friends outside. But if you're going to like a government agency, passport office, tax office, those government places that you have to be more formal, then of course you're gonna have to speak English. But if you're just outside, friends and family, you're gonna swing the Patois. But so not all Jamaicans speak Patois all the time. We speak English too. All right. Jamaicans always rep Jamaica no matter where they are in the world. This is 100% true. Like, look at me, for example. I don't live in Jamaica, I live in Canada. And I turned my whole YouTube channel into Jamaica content, Jamaican culture, Jamaican language, because I am repping my country from within Canada. And Jamaican, we large, we little but we talawa, we large and we there everywhere. So we always gonna rep Jamaica no matter where we are, because we love our country just like that. You see it? Yeah. So the stereotype is true. Is completely true, whether you like it or not. Jamaicans abroad always compare everything to back home. This is completely true. Because even me, I left Jamaica so many years ago and I'm still comparing stuff. I'm still comparing currency. I'm still comparing food. I'm still comparing lifestyle. I'm still comparing everything. Because the reason why we really do that still is because we feel like there's nowhere else in the world that's better than Jamaica. That's why we always, when we go on vacation, we always go to Jamaica. We get 2 weeks off and we run gone to Jamaica because nowhere no better than yard. Nowhere no better than yard. And I saved the best one for last. Hey, and this one is Jamaican men love to cheat. Now, I want to hear what you guys have to say about this one in the comment section. Is this true or is this false? So those are 10 Jamaican stereotypes. Some of them are true, some of them are not so true. But if I didn't put some stereotypes that you already hear on social media or, around, let me know. Let's talk about them in the comment section. Let's have a little discussion. If you're new to my channel, welcome to Nioka's World. My name is Nioka. I talk about Jamaican content. I teach people how to speak Jamaican Patois, and we talk a lot about Jamaican culture. So if that's something that you're interested in, please go ahead, hit that subscription button, turn on your post notification bell. And if you have a friend who like this type of content, don't hesitate to share that video. All right? Want to big up on yourself, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.